The management challenge that I have chosen to cover is sexual harassment in the workplace. Sexual harassment is defined as the unwelcomed behavior of a sexual nature. Sexual harassment can occur in a variety of circumstances. The vast majority of sexual harassment is done by a male supervisor towards a female subordinate. Although less common, victims can also be of the same gender as the harasser, and a man can be the victim of a female harasser. There are three main kinds of sexual harassment: verbal, nonverbal, and physical. Verbal sexual harassment includes suggestive comments about the way someone dresses, jokes about gender-specific traits, sexual propositions, and sexually related threats and insults. Nonverbal sexual harassment includes suggestive or insulting noises, obscene gestures, whistling, and the display of obscene pictures. Physical sexual harassment includes touching, pinching, standing or sitting too close, intentionally brushing against someone else's body, and coercing sexual intercourse and assault. Sexual harassment is a division of managing diversity in the workplace. Over the past 10 years, sexual harassment has become a major workforce issue. There are a variety of consequences sexual harassment can have in the workplace. A few highlights of these consequences are financial penalties or lawsuits filed against a company that does not properly protect employees' rights when incidents occur, bad publicity or negative views the public will begin to believe in if a company is being held legally responsible for not protecting its employees, and it can also lead to negative workplace environments, or a workplace environment that makes employees feel scared to speak up, distracted from their work, or even afraid of coming to work. So what is the main challenge managers will have to face when it comes to sexual harassment? Well, the most obvious would be to protect all employees from the trauma of sexual harassment. This is why it is important to make sure that as a manager, we know what types of sexual harassment there are, what the facts are, and what the best solutions are to deal with this issue. There are two main types of sexual harassment. The first type is quid pro quo, or when employment decisions are based on an employee's acceptance or rejection of unwelcome sexual behavior. An example of this is if a manager or another employee says, "You'll get that promotion, but only if you go out with me." And if the employee does not submit to the demand, the manager or other employee then carries out the threat so that there is a denial of promotion or possible demotion. The second type of sexual harassment is hostile work environment, or a negative work environment that is created by unwelcome sexual behavior or offensive behavior directed at an employee that in turn affects the employee's ability to do their job. An example of this is a work environment where workers do not feel safe or are being subjected to constant abuse, such as name-calling, being subjected to crude photographs, or being touched inappropriately. Based on a telephone poll conducted by a law office known as Louis Harry and Associates, 782 workers revealed the following results. 31% of the female workers claimed to have been harassed at work. 7% of the male workers claimed to have been harassed at work. 62% of the targets took no action. 100% of women claimed that the harasser was a man. 59% of men claimed the harasser was a woman. And 41% of men claimed that the harasser was another man. As a manager, it is important to know what the facts are of sexual harassment and who it affects the most, because it provides insight on what should be looked out for in the workplace and what are the real chances of sexual harassment actually occurring in your workplace. The first step in solving the challenge of sexual harassment in the workplace is to take preventative measures. Therefore, the steps to ensure that sexual harassment is prevented in the workplace are as follows. Continually assess the work environment. Distribute and post the sexual harassment policy. Educate all employees. Be an example. Be personally accessible to employees, and respond quickly and fairly to any problems. By taking these steps, you can prevent many issues from occurring in your workplace. In the unfortunate case that an incident does occur, the following steps are crucial in the resolution of the occurrence of sexual harassment. Interview both employees. Evaluate the situation. Interview witnesses. Determine if it is sexual harassment. Take action and apply discipline. Support the harassed employee. And finally, monitor the work environment. You can also refer to the checklist of steps to take shown here on the right for a more detailed example of these steps. Overall, if the proper steps are not taken to prevent or resolve sexual harassment incidents, it can mean many consequences for any manager or company as a whole for that fact. As I have reviewed, the damages it can cause to your workplace far more exceed the potential financial penalties caused by sexual harassment. Therefore, it is important to know the risks, preventative steps, and proper procedures to take in order to keep sexual harassment in the workplace under control. For more information about sexual harassment and your company's unique policies, you should contact your human resource representative for more information. I hope you have learned a lot from this presentation, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. Thank you.